In this week's Throwback Thursday segment, we're going back to 1988 and a humongous fire that severely damaged a New Orleans landmark in the French Quarter.
A 7-alarm fire nearly destroyed centuries of history at the Cabildo, one of the city's oldest buildings, and the site where the Louisiana Purchase was signed.
When black smoke filled the New Orleans skyline in May of 1988, locals were horrified when they realized it was the historic Cabildo.
For your own safety, please step back.
It's a tragedy that has befallen the French Quarter and the city of New Orleans.
And immediately I was sent out with the live truck to do that story. And I want to tell you, it was like being in the Twilight Zone.
Built just before 1800, the Cabildo was the site of the signing of the greatest land acquisition in U.S. history, the Louisiana Purchase.
And then there was the fear that this fire would spread to the St. Louis Cathedral. As you may recall, 1788, 200 years earlier, there was the Great Fire of New Orleans that destroyed the original Cabildo and took out much of the French Quarter. But God bless those firefighters. They contained that fire.
It seems that the cathedral is out of danger, and we're very grateful.
The attic sustained heavy fire damage, and the second floor and the third floor sustained heavy water damage. But thank God all of the fire damage was in the attic area.
The fire destroyed the precious cupola that sits atop the French and Spanish-inspired Cabildo and most of the third floor. But many of the irreplaceable artifacts like Napoleon's death mask and the Louisiana Purchase document were saved. A painstaking restoration began, and 6 years later, the Cabildo reopened.
Well, the museum reopened in 1994 and has been welcoming visitors from all around the world since then.
Right now you can visit the museum and check out the exhibit on the 150 years of the Rex organization. But I remember that day so vividly. I mean, it was such a shock to see that burned down.
Wow.
And then it took a lot of work to replace that cupola.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I could only imagine.
And there was so much stuff in there. They were carting things out of there, just trying to save what they could. But
it was lucky it happened during the day, though, as opposed to nighttime, right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. There was never a good time for a fire at the Cabildo.
Yeah. All right, well,